Thank you, Schoon. Yes, session 21 of Winter of Atom, and we're still in chapter 1. Come on, you love it. Sandbox adventure that is Winter of Atom. You are strolling around the wasteland having fun. You're on your way to Starlight Drive-In, because the Overseer, the Games Master, told you there might be something cool about Red Alert's backstory there. That's the only reason you're going there, so you kind of got something through the fourth wall to tell you to go there, to be fair. There was nothing in-game, there was no in-game clue. And you're on your way there, and you were travelling, and you fucked up, you're camping. And then you were like, right, we'll try somewhere else, and then you camped somewhere, and then something happened, and there was an encounter, and Red Alert was the one that was awake because he doesn't need to sleep, and there was an encounter with Mirelurk. Now, at the very end of the last session, I said he would be surprised. I'm going to retcon that slightly because Red Alert has a recon sensor module, so we're going to do a roll to see if he is or is not surprised. So it's going to be perception, survival, and the base difficulty is going to be for the number of Mirelurks, and there are 3 of them. So I want you to roll. Your base difficulty is 3. That sensor module, recon sensor module, puts it down by 1. Am I right, Max? So your base difficulty for this roll is 2. There's no assists on this. It's no group roll. Just you. Just so you're aware, you do have 6 action points. I've got 1.
Okay, well that's why I'm gonna buy 2.
Excuse me. You're gonna buy 2. You've got 6. You don't need to buy any. I've got 1. You've got 6.
No. I say I'm. Are you
gonna use 2?
I'm using AP to get. Yeah, I'm gonna use. Yeah, I'm gonna use.
Well,
so that'd be 3.
It's 1 for an extra dice and 3 for 2 extra dice. Yeah, so you're using 3. Cool.
Yep.
All right. So make your endurance your perception survival test.
3 successes.
You got 3 successes, so that is more than you needed. So you actually gain 1 action point back. Well done, Max. So that was just to see if you're surprised or not. So you'll not be surprised, and we'll just go into an initiative order and straight into a fight with them. You are separated from the group because you're out patrolling the camp area, and they pop up in the frozen river. I'll pull them up from the GM layer.
Okay. Just let me know when you want me to do the initiative.
1 moment. So there are 2 Mirelurks and a Mirelurk Hunter. Now, I'm not sure if you can see the label on it. You might see its name when I put it in the initiative order, though. It's a legendary Mirelurk
We don't see it on the
Hunter.
character itself, but that looks more like a lobster than a
It does look like
crab.
a lobster, I know. But it's a legendary Mirelurk Hunter. So you're going to fight a legendary today, boys. You may...
Bet Chris kills it in 2 rounds, that's all I'm saying.
I
2
don't
rounds, I
think
reckon.
so. A legendary, so I'll tell you, a legendary gets +2 to its body, +2 to its mind, and then it gets its hit points tripled. And its experience points triples when the legendary. It also starts with a legendary power, like for example, +3 damage. There's different ones, and then when it gets to half hit points, it mutates and it gets a second power and a free turn. They are big boys. Chris
they are like the.
Chris is not going to 2-shot it, not at all. Trust me.
They're like the star enemies in Fallout 76. When you take down 1 hit bar, they get a new hit bar with an extra resistance, extra whatever.
Yeah, so when it hits half hit points, it mutates and gets a second legendary power, legendary thing. Is that everybody?
They do give you legendary weapons.
I need Ronnie and Tank on the initiative.
I think I've just clicked. Is mine not showing?
Oh no, yours
Ronnie
is
is in
showing.
the initiative.
I need Tank. I need Tank on the initiative. Sorry, no, not Ronnie, just Tank.
No.
Apologies, Martin. You were ahead. Right. So the legendary Mirelurk Hunter goes first.
Wait, there's something not right.
What?
I'm not first.
I know. You are not first.
That's not correct. I've always been first, so I need to be first.
With its triple hit points. So, first thing I need to do, I suppose, is show you some zones. Here we go. I've been
Wow.
learning. The more
That's
we
a lot
play,
of zones.
need to be small. Yeah, it is a lot of zones. And because a zone is a grenade explosion, if you have bigger zones, you're going to be able to kill 20 people with one grenade. It's realistic. The zones need to be small. It's designed for them to be small. This is what I've discovered in many sessions running it. I've made my zones smaller and smaller as they should be. So first, the legendary Mirelurk Hunter's going to go. So it's going to move 2 zones to be in the same zone as you. So that's a major action. And then it's going to spend 2 to do a second major action. I've only got 1 overseer action point, but I'm going to pretend I've got 2. I'm going to use them.
I'm going to spend an AP to use my deflection ability on my weapon. Gives me you had to hit a 2 instead of 1 to hit me. So.
Oh, nice. It puts your defense rating up to 2. That is pretty sweet.
That's why I took it. That's why I have the weapon.
Oh, it's parry, isn't it? It's parry.
Yep.
And you spend an action point to do that. You spend an action point at the start of the round, is it? Or just when it's your turn, I suppose?
Yeah.
No, you must. Yeah, I suppose you do it at the start of the round, don't you? What does it say?
Yeah, I gotta double check it.
Anyway, this thing is going to attack.
It's a perk, right?
No, it's an ability
it's
for
a-
the weapon.
It's a weapon
Not
thing.
an effect. What's the other thing you get on weapons? Not effects. Quality.
It's
a weapon
effects,
quality.
It's quality.
It's not effects.
Yeah,
it's
it
weapon
says when an
quality,
enemy
parry.
attempts to a melee attack against you, and when wielding a parry weapon, you may spend 1 AP to give your defense +1 against the attack.
So do you spend the action point when it attacks you? Then you don't spend it now at the start of the round.
Yes, yeah.
You spend it when it attacks you because you would
Yeah,
have to do
so-
it. Because you have to do
Yeah.
another one if someone else attacks. Can you do it more than once per round? Does it say anything about you can only do it once per round or something, or can you do it over and over again?
No, just whenever.
As
I
long
can
as
do
you've
it
got
over and
enough
over
action
again.
points. Yeah. Well, you can do it as many action points as you've got, basically. I suppose.
Yeah.
Right.
Pretty
Okay. Yeah. So
So, yeah,
that's what parry does.
My free action would be my free
And that
action
is-
is like.
That's the,
everybody!
and that's the staff of Atom, the one that you got from Brother What's his name, isn't it?
No, Harry, you can when an enemy attempts a melee attack against you and you are wielding a parry weapon, you may spend 1 AP to add +1 to your defense. So
Yeah.
you need to do it
makes
when
it-
the attack is,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
before.
Yeah, because you'll need to do it multiple times if it's multiple attacks against you. You want it used for it.
Yeah.
And you can get
Yeah,
it
well,
from
no,
anytime
no.
you've got action points.
It's every time a melee attack hits him, he does parry and his defense goes up by 1.
If he's got an action point to spend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's your defense.
Yeah,
goes
Technically,
up.
you always
let
have
you
an
know ahead
action
of time.
point to spend because we could also give you one.
And just to be clear, it's not his damage
yeah.
reduction going up, it's his defense goes up. So more successes required
Yeah.
to hit you. Yes, got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just letting you know ahead of time. I
Yeah,
just was
yeah,
letting
cool,
you know
cool.
ahead of time. So.
Cool. So we're going to kick off with this thing where it's. So I'll tell you all about. So I was telling you about a legendary and what it gets. So it gets +2 to its body, +2 to its mind, and then it gets its hit points tripled and its XP tripled. This one has legendary damage as its first power, which is +3 damage to its main attack, which is its pincers. So it's got 12 damage dice on its pincers. You'll be pleased to know it doesn't have any piercing or anything like that. But it's still quite a amount of damage. Now I spent my action point, so I'm not going to spend any trying to hit you. Right.
It's 1
That's
success.
one. Are you spending an action point for that to not hit you then?
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
I'm doing that one. I'm not taking 12 on that one.
Okay. And I don't have action points to take another turn. I should have gave myself. In fact, I'm going to give myself some action points. So I've got 2 more. Right, I'm out now though, but I'm giving myself some action points for this encounter. I should have thought of doing that before. And it's going to take another attack. So, let me roll.
Don't you always start
again.
a session with an amount of action points?
Yes, I should have done, because it's a new scene, a new thing. I should have gave myself some action points at the start. I didn't, I just copied them over from your previous map. You guys had 6, I had 1. I should have gave myself at least 4. So, that's what I'm doing now, I've gave myself 4. So it's going to try again.
Now, I believe the game master always starts with an amount
Yeah.
for every session.
There we go. So, Are you spending an action
No, 'cause
point
it-
there to make
I
your
did, it'll
defense
still be a
2?
two, and you'd
Otherwise,
still
I'm
hit
going to
me.
gain an action point.
Yeah.
If you don't spend an action point, I'm going to gain one, basically.
Sure, I'll do it.
So if you spend an action point, it means I don't gain one. Because if you spend an action point, then your
Yeah.
defense was 2, and I don't gain any action points.
Yeah.
That's the action point economy in this game. We're actually fighting off against each other for it there. Right, okay, so this one will hit you. Let's see what the damage is like. You'll be pleased to know there's no piercing or any effects on it, I don't think. Nah, it's just 10 physical. So, I'm going to have to hit your body, pick a body part and see what your physical reduction is on your right leg.
It's a 4.
So you take 6. So you take an injury on your leg. You are lame. I forget what it's called. You go prone, don't you? You have to spend action points to get up. Am I right?
I don't remember.
Something like that. I'll look
Yeah.
it up in a second. And it's Norm's turn. There you go. That's how a legendary hits, when it's got legendary damage. 6 points. 6 points is solid, like, I'm happy with that. It's now Norm's turn. Norm?
I'm going to do a double movement. Because I don't think that if I'm standing here that I can hit him.
Yeah. So remember, a diagonal you can, is 1, so you can get to there with a
Oh,
second.
sorry. My bad.
All good.
I was trying to.
Try to do an arrow, I know. I can get that. So you could get
So
to this zone.
then it would
or
be
to
like
this one.
1, 2, 3, like, right? If I would count like this, it would be 1, 2.
So that would be a second
2.
zone. That one or that one would be your second zone, yeah.
No, but if I'm not moving,
If you're not
would this be
moving-
1, 2, 3
yeah,
zones
so yeah,
to hit?
Yeah, so it's extreme range.
Then it would be
That'd be long
long range, right?
Medium is 1, long is 2, extreme is anything more than 2. Extreme is 3 or more. 3 or more is extreme range.
I
Yeah.
thought long was 3.
Close is close is 0. Medium is 1, long is 2, extreme is 3 or more.
Close range represents any distance within a zone you are in, yeah? Medium range is any distance to something in the zone adjacent to you,
1,
and long is 2.
2.
So this because it's diagonal is 3 zones still.
It's still extreme range, yeah. It's still 3 or more. So you would
Then
have to
I'm
do
going
something
to move. This would be one move, right? For one.
Well, you started there because I've got you inside the building in a camp. So that
Yeah.
would be 1. That would be 2.
So this would be a full movement.
Yep.
Then I'm going to buy a full action.
Yep.
Again.
So that's 2 action points.
Yeah. And I think then I also can do.
And you don't have action boy, do you? So it's your difficulty increases.
No.
Okay. So that's
it?
now long range.
Yeah, but I have long range.
So, that's
But then I
that's
can
how you
also
use it.
do aim again, right?
Aim is a minor action, yes. It would no, and you've not done any minor actions, so it's not going to cost you anything. You've done a move, and then
And
you've
not
done a
even
double,
not
double
only
move,
that,
which is a
because
major
my
action.
sniper I can.
Aye, so a move is a double action.
Yeah.
A double move is a major action, so you spent 2 action points to then take a second major action, which
For
is
an
your
extra major
attack
action.
with +1
So I
difficulty.
will take a aim and I will aim. Well, it is a lobster.
You've got a long
Technically speaking,
I'm going to tell you about
lobsters.
where to aim in a second. Actually, I'm going to give you a hint about something in a second. So, is your ideal range on this weapon long? Is it?
Yeah.
So your starting difficulty is 1. Okay. But so it's
I'm
2.
using.
It's a second
I'm using, of course, my
you're
focused,
using-
excited, scoped, improved laser gun.
It's a second major action, so the difficulty is 2. Right. Okay. So these all these Mirelurks have a feature, small weak point. I'll copy it into the chat.
Yeah.
While the Mirelurk hunter's body is covered in a toughened shell, its face is a weak point. The area is small and difficult to accurately hit, so it's treated as having a defense of 2. So if you want to increase the difficulty of your attack by 1 and go for the face, you can... it has a lower damage reduction. More damage will go through.
I thought the
So if I would go for the face...
So if you go for the face, your difficulty is 3.
Well, with my aim, I can
Reroll.
target a body part without increasing the difficulty.
No, that's not aim. That's VATS. Aim is a reroll on one of your dice.
No,
That-
that's sniper.
Okay. Is that sniper? Is
Yeah,
it?
it says when them take a minor action. Yeah, it says when take a minor action, then make a range with a two-handed weapon with accurate ability, quality. You can specify a
Yeah,
hit
nice,
location
nice,
target
okay.
without increasing difficulty.
Aye, but
I made this character as a sniper.
Aye, yeah, but in this case, it's got a really little, tiny little face, so the difficulty still increases.
Yeah, but increase as in that because it's a defense of 2, or
There'll be a defense of no. The defense is 1 there. No, sorry, the defense is 2 there, so the difficulty increases. Yeah, because it's a small little area.
yeah. So it's just a defense 2, but
Yeah, it's a much smaller area. Yeah,
so
so
we have
your difficulty on this attack is
2.
3 because you're taking a second action. Your difficulty would become 4 if you want to try and shoot it in the face. It's your second major action. No. Yeah, your difficulty is 2, and if you go for the face, it's 3. Sorry. Your difficulty is 2, if you go for the face, it's 3.
Okay.
Total three.
Then it's also 2 action points for a extra die, right? Extra attack die.
With
It's one for an extra die.
For extra dice, it's 1 for 1 dice, 3 for 2 dice.
Then I will buy 1 extra attack die.
Okay. Remember, you can buy more action points to spend on extra dice by giving me action points. If it's only for extra dice, that's the only time you can do it. That you can do now if you want.
But we still have action points.
You've got 2, so if you take 1 extra dice, you'll have 1.
Yeah.
Okay, roll 3 dice then. You're going for the face? You go
4
for the
successes.
Were you going for the face?
Yes.
So you gain 1 action point. Okay.
Exactly.
You may roll the damage, sir.
Wait, we have... You know what? I'm going to use 3 ammo.
Nice.
I'm going to use my full-on fire rate. That would be 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 damage
8 piercing.
with 4 piercing.
With 8 piercing.
No. Well, 8 piercing, because I have piercing 2. Yeah, correct.
So what was it? 11 with 8 piercing on. Okay. On his face.
Yes.
Okay. So it's yes. So his damage reduction's only 1 there, so he's taking 10. And he gets a wounded face.
1 after the piercing, or?
No,
Is that one after piercing, or
he's got 1, so you're completely ignoring the piercing. Sorry, he's got no damage reduction.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
so
Yeah,
11
so
damage?
11. Yeah, sorry, my
Dang.
mistake. My mistake.
New trouble.
My mistake. He takes 11 damage. Yes, and he gets a crippled face, which means his attacks using perception are he doesn't have perception. Attacks using
Yeah.
bod, plus 2 difficulty. Okay, so he did a lot of damage to him. That's pretty
So
we all
it's a, he's
attacks
dazed,
have perception.
and he loses his normal action for the next turn and must spend AP for
Unless
any
he spends
action.
AP.
That's normal.
Yep.
So he can't hit me next. He can't mess around with me next turn.
Very nice, yeah. You cripple his face. He can't mess around with you unless I've got action points to spend to give him a turn. He can't get a turn without spending action points next round.
Yep.
Very nice. It's a good start. It can still fuck you up, don't worry. He's got a lot of hit points.
Yeah, but he cannot see
second
clearly,
power
and his
when he
difficulty
mutates.
all tests increases by 2.
Well, at least he has 11 less now.
It has 11 less, yes.
Next.
Yeah, so
It's the Mirelurk's next. Unless... Oh no, you've done a second major action, and yeah, it's the Mirelurk's next.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've already did everything I can do.
Okay. Okay, so they're not going to be able to attack you this round, Max, because there's a line there, so that's another zone. So they're both
Yep.
going to... Because I've not got action points. They can both get into your zone, but neither of them can attack you. So they're both going to surround you. So you're all in the same zone together. But neither of them can attack, because I don't have action points to do second actions for either of them.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it for their turn, unfortunately, for me. I don't have the action points to do it. So it's your turn. Now you get to wail on them.
Yeah, okay. I look at the little one, like those two right there. Let me see what I can do. So I do want to smack him with my freaking new weapon or something. I'm trying to figure out what I could do worse with it.
You put a mod on it as well, didn't you? You just put a mod straight on it, I remember.
Yeah, so like, yeah, because it's 8, but it's with the electrical damage. I do 11, so it's either like 11 whatever. So it'd be like, I'll add extra 3 damage. So if it's like physical, I don't know, it's weird.
So you're doing, you're smacking him. The legendary, you're smacking him. The Mirelurk hunter.
Smacking it,
Hell
smacking
yeah.
it, smacky smack. whack,
Smacking
whack,
and
whack,
whacking
Yep.
and smacking. Smacking and whacking and whacking.
In San Diego.
And it has a Pierce one too, so yeah.
Okay. Good luck.
Alright, so I'm gonna spend 1 EP to hit him.
I should have gave it an extra turn at the start. I'm stupid because it initiated. It should have got an extra attack. It's fine. I still took 2. Oh, remember you've got crippled leg, so you have to spend 2 action points to. Let me just double check what it does. Core rulebook. Combat.
Well, they have the injuries. If you check the damage and injuries, they already have the rolls right there.
Yeah.
So it's a leg, right?
It was
You
your
immediately
leg,
fall
yeah.
prone to get us out of the way. You no longer can sprint, and move action is now a major action for you.
A move action is a major action. Right. Okay. That's not too bad.
Yeah. So, well, I mean, I just stand up, so that would probably be my move action, is just getting up. No, I want to buy 1 AP from you.
Alright, so getting up is a move action, so that's a major action. You want to buy one from me. Okay, so you want 3, so that you've got 3. Are you using the 3 on extra dice?
Well,
Like?
oh yeah, that's great.
Okay. So you roll 2 extra dice.
Yeah.
Is it after equipment to combat? Just scrolling through the rulebook. Rules are
Very
just in so
good.
many places in this game.
3.
3
This is-
successes. Are you just hitting it in the body, or were you going for its face?
What if it's the face? Would I have to get 2 successes or 3 successes?
You would have had to get 2.
I'm gonna go for the face.
So you gain an action point.
Okay.
So, you, what did you do there? You bought one there, so you spent the 3, so you've got 1. Right? Okay, got you.
Yep.
Okay, you may roll your damage, sir.
Yes. Okay.
Ooh, 13 physical.
So
energy
Pierce
damage.
2.
13 with 2 piercing.
Like,
Okay. So the 13 all goes through.
Oh, yeah, I was like, help!
I've got another 2 action points, by the way, because you would have had to spend 2 action points getting an attack, because it was the second major action, because moving was a major action for you.
Mm-hmm.
And you stood up, so I've got 3 action points. Okay. Ronnie's turn. You're a couple of zones away, what are you going to do?
I mean, I guess if I can attack from this zone, right? For the
You got a
big
medium
thing.
range weapon.
It's
You got
you've got
Yeah.
medium range weapon and your long range there, so it's just +1 difficulty. You're 2 zones away.
Okay.
So it's +1 difficulty, so...
I think if you...
so
I think
to
if
sh-
she
to
has a
shoot its
robot
body is
run in
difficulty
there...
1, to
prob-
shoot its face is difficulty 2. No, sorry. To shoot its body is difficulty 2, to shoot its face is difficulty 3, because you've got +1 for distance. If you use your medium range weapon.
But everything's in the same zone, right? So I can attack anything.
Everything's in the same
Yeah.
zone. It's all in the same zone as Max, yeah.
Well, it might be easier to attack the little things, right?
Yeah.
Not the
Well,
big thing.
Right,
Right.
I'm not going to say what's got better resistance against attacks, but they're the same difficulty to
I'm
hit.
gonna.
The Mirelurks have also got the same feature where if you take a harder shot and go for the face, it's got less damage reduction. So if you take a more trickier shot and go for its face, you'll do more damage.
I'm
So
just going to attack one of the smaller things.
So
with
it means
my
your
gun.
difficulty to go for its body is 2 and your difficulty to go for its face is 3.
I'll just go for its body.
couldn't she have her robot go and assist her? Just run in there and assist, or...
No, because it's... That assist feature's a melee thing, isn't it? I don't know, I'm not sure, you'll need to check it. It's a companion perk.
If I get this attack, it can attack if it's within range
I'll read it, it's on its
with
sheet,
the
isn't it?
fire. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I
I think
believe
it can do the fire thing. I think that'll be in range maybe. But I'll just do the normal attack for now.
Coordinated.
Can I buy all the dice? Because I'm presuming this is going to be a really hard fight. Yay! 7 successes.
Oh,
But I did buy some. Thingies.
you bought
Eight
you bought
dice.
5
I bought
dice,
some eight.
so I've got 8. Yeah, you bought 3 dice, so you bought
Yeah.
5 action points. Sorry, 7 successes though.
Yeah.
And were you going for its face or not?
I mean, because I got a 7, I guess I'll go for the face.
Are you deciding
No,
after
I
you were
got
going
it.
for its face? Did you decide
Well,
before
that's why
you
it's
wanted?
not that. No, I wasn't
You're
going to
going
go for
for
the
its
face.
body, right?
yeah,
Okay, so
that's,
you get 5 action points because you needed 2 successes there. So you get 5. You're up to 6 again. Okay.
nice.
You
And then I
may
need to
roll
roll
your
the
damage. And this is on one of the Mirelurks, not the Mirelurk Hunter, eh?
Yeah, just the small ones, yeah.
Small
So
ones.
I'll use my shotgun.
Well, hang on, because your shotgun it would have been a higher difficulty, because it's a
Okay.
close range weapon and not a medium range weapon. But that's fine. You got 7 successes. It just means that you get 1 less action point. That's all. If you're using the shotgun.
Yeah, 4 damage.
Ooh. Right. Would you like to spend luck and roll the 3 blanks? You can roll 3, re-roll 3 damage dice for 1 luck if you want. That's a thing.
Nah, I reckon
just gonna
we've got
take
it.
it.
Plus my
Okay.
plus my robot can do something now. So I'm pretty sure we've already done this. I think the flamethrower can reach it, right? From the.
What if
From
I
the
told you it's
distance
got
that
4
it's at.
damage reduction though? And none of that's gonna go
I mean,
through.
it's all about. Yeah, but I mean, it's like free for me to do anyway, right?
Okay.
Like, you know.
Right, if you don't,
So
if you're
it's
not
like-
re-rolling any of them, then nothing goes through because it's 4. Well, saying that, you've got to roll a body part. You might get its face by
Okay.
rolling a 1 or 2. If you roll a 1 or 2, you're gonna hit its face, and it's got this reduction.
I
Nah,
got
you hit its body
7.
with a 7, so it's got 4 reduction, so it doesn't take any.
Oh, okay. right, and then the robot will do his thing. But I don't think it's going to hit, but just for the fun of it. So,
also, you moved and shot, so that was 2 major actions, wasn't it? You've got 2 less action points.
Yeah. Well, I only got 2 successes, so I'm guessing that doesn't hit at all anyway.
Well, what's the range on the thing's flamer? Close.
It says it's it's got a C next to it, so I presume that means close.
So medium's 1 away and closest 2 is long. So
it's in the same zone.
Yeah, you've not hit it. You've not hit it with that, unfortunately. Okay, thanks, Tom.
No worries. Well, at least, yep.
Tank, get in there, because you can smack.
I'll be generous and give him a start on that, so not that one. So you can get to there with 2 by moving 2.
Yeah, and just end my turn because there's nothing else I can do.
There is enough action points that you could. It's a minor action to change weapons, so you could pull out a gun and you could take a shot with a gun.
I wouldn't hit with any of my guns.
You wouldn't hit. Okay.
Tank might have a gun, but he doesn't even know how to load it.
Right, so this thing's going to attack Max.
I know how to load it, but it's all close range, so...
Can you throw something at it, like when you throw the bus at someone?
No.
So this thing has a +2 difficulty on its rolls when it's attacking. So I'm going to spend some dice. I'm going to spend 6 action points to buy some dice when I do my attack on Red Alert, because I need...
So, well, it said it has that stun, so you had to spend 2 to you do a major action anyways.
I need to spend 2 to do a major action, right? So I've got 0 left then.
Yeah, but yeah.
Because I had 8. So I spend all 8, 2 to do the second major action, and 6 to buy 3 dice. And I need... Your defense rating's not 2, but unless... Well, I suppose you can do the thing with the parry and make it 2, can't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
It's only with melee attacks.
Yep. So it's a melee attack. 4 successes. Hey.
It's not gonna matter.
Yeah, it's not gonna matter. It hits you. So, what do I gain there? I only had.
Well,
I'm gonna gain 3 action points. You're not gonna bother parrying. You're not gonna spend an action point to parry because it's still gonna hit you anyway, aren't you? Isn't it?
Yep.
Aye. Okay. So roll damage. Oh. What a shitty roll. And these things don't get luck. That's the bitch for me. Because if I had 2 luck, I could re-roll 6 of them. In fact, if I had 3 luck, I could re-roll 9 of them. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There is 9 blanks there. What a bad roll. You got lucky there, Max, my boy.
Yeah.
You got lucky there, Max, my boy. Norm, it's your turn. You got very
also lucky that they don't have any special things.
Aye, it's got loads of dice, but it's not got any effects because they were all effects. It would have been like if it had Vicious 2 or something, that would have been 9 damage. But it doesn't have effects. Fuck, you got lucky, Max, but my boy, very lucky. It's your turn, Scoon.
All right.
And you have a long range weapon. You are in optimal range to shoot these things, aren't you?
Going to aim against that big Mirelurk again. In the face.
Okay. So the
so now it will just be 2.
Difficulty is 2, yes. But it's got the
against the face because it doesn't raise my difficulty, but
because you've got sniper, you don't.
The face is 2 because of it.
Because you've got sniper, you don't increase difficulty to shoot its face. Yeah. And I'm sorry if I've been
not going to buy an extra die.
There's a million rules.
Oh,
no, I am going to buy an extra die.
You're going to buy 1?
Yeah.
Okay, so you spend 1 action point. You've got 2 left.
Oh, damn it.
Oh no, you still can reroll because you did the aim thing.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you still have a reroll.
That's correct. Aim allows me to reroll 1. That is perception, energy weapons. Then it is
There you
2.
Oh, there you go. So that is a hit. You may roll damage. You hit it in the face again?
Yes, because I now have quite the amount of laser ammo.
Remember to always reduce it. Roll 20 doesn't do it automatically.
I know. I've kept my eye on it. That would be 6, 7, 8, 9, 10
10 with 2 with 10,
energy damage.
10 with 8 piercing. So it does. So
Sing again.
It's 10 damage. And
8 piercing.
hang on.
I'm really messing this guy.
So that is it's half its hit points, so it mutates. This is where it gets its legendary mutation, because you just took it under half hit points. So it now gets a second ability where its second attacks only cost 1 action point and not 2, to no increase in difficulty. And it gets a free turn. Haha, that's the fun thing about a legendary. It now gets a free turn. Like now. I don't know if you get to finish your turn not, or if that just happens instantly. I guess you get to finish your turn, Scoon.
Yeah, but this is my turn.
Okay, so it now gets a free turn.
I'm
so
not gonna buy an extra because I think we need all the...
Okay, so I've got 3 action points, so I'm going to spend them. And I'm going to attack Max. With 2 extra dice. Ooh, look at all those successes. Yeah, I guess you're not going to bother parrying that, Max, eh?
No.
So I gained 5 action points. Okay, now, I absolutely sucked it up last time, so I'm going to spend 3 of those action points on damage dice. Oof, I'll count that in a minute. 16. 16. Right, okay, let's see what body part this hits. This is going to hurt. 4. That's the torso, isn't it? Yeah. What's your reduction?
A 4.
So you take 12 damage to the torso.
No.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna be dead.
Are you down?
Only got 2 left.
You got 2 left.
We didn't get a heal since last time.
No, I was full. I only had 20. I took 6 before.
I'm not full.
He took 6 before. So you took 6 and 12, so you took 18. Ooh. Wow, and that's a crippled body part as well. No, so, you know, it's still, sorry, my bad. Don't change that, you've got a thing. You guys better get in there and get him healed. Right,
yeah, but
it's the
there's
Mirelurk's
only one
turns now.
problem.
What?
I believe there's one problem.
What?
Let's see. I do not have anything to repair a robot.
I'm sure you guys have, between you have got stuff. I think Ronnie does.
What do you want from me?
Well, nothing
I don't
yet.
have a...
Oh, okay. I mean, I've got loads
Nothing
of...
yet, it's not your turn. So this
Yeah.
Mirelurk's going to go up
Okay.
and attack you, Norm. It's cost
Oh
me
my
2 action
God.
points to have a secondary attack, a secondary major action. So it's difficulty hit you is 2. Unless have you got defensive 2 on this character?
I have a defensive 1.
No, so it's difficulty to hit you is 2. This is just a legendary
Oh, this is
Mirelurk.
gonna hurt.
Sorry, this is not the legendary Mirelurk. This is a normal Mirelurk, so don't
No,
panic.
but still.
Didn't hit you because its difficulty was 2. So that one didn't hit you.
Alright.
And this one,
Good.
is going to go and do the same thing to tank. Tank, have you got a defense of 2? AKA agility 9. can't remember what everybody's got all the time.
I don't. Sorry, I was on mute. I didn't know.
So it hits you.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
I
call him a bitch.
Right. And I don't have any action points to spend on extra damage dice, unfortunately. 6, 5. 5 on this bloody part. Right leg. What's your reduction on your right leg?
Right leg.
Right leg, I have 8 damage reduction, so that does nothing.
So that doesn't hit you. You are literally the tank. Okay.
Yeah.
And that's the turn
There's
of
a
the
reason
Mirelurk.
you named tank.
Now, red alert, with your 2 hit points and your crippled torso, remember you roll 2 damage dice to see if you take internal damage at the end of this round. What would you like to do? Remember, there's no attacks of opportunity in this game if you would like to try and get away from the fucking thing. There is no attack of opportunity.
Wasn't he down?
No, he's not down. He's got 2 hit points.
I got 2 left.
He's got 2. He got up last time. He's got a crippled leg. So he's got. I need to put a wee marker on that.
That's if I move. That's the major action. I'm not moving.
Yeah. He's got a crippled leg, but he got up from that. But that one was a crippled torso, so he's down to 2 hit points. He's going to potentially take internal damage at the end of his turn, but he's still got 2 hit points. He's still standing. What would you like to do, Max? Shit's close to the wire now, boys. How'd you like that? Remember, I'll remind you, Max, go to 0 hit points.
You take me seriously when I said make it harder.
I remind you, when going to 0 hit points doesn't kill you, you've then got like the equivalent of a death saving throw kind of thing to do, which you can spend action points on.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy 3 from you.
Okay.
Give me 2 extra.
Well, what are you doing? You want to spend all the dice? You want to have 6 dice? You want to have 6 action points and roll 5 dice?
No. No. I'm not spending the 2 that's in there. I'm buying 3 from you. Gives me 2. So I'll leave 2 in there.
Right. Okay. So you're leaving 2 in there. Yeah. You can do that as long as it's for
there's a good reason.
Yeah. You can do that as long as it's for extra dice. So I've got 3, and there's still 2 in the bank, but you're getting 2 extra dice here.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep. And I'm going for the face.
Right. So the difficulty is 2. That is at least 3. That's 3 success. You gain an action point back.
Yep.
You may roll some damage on his face, Max. He's just standing there with his 2 hit points,
Yep,
like, fuck it, let's go.
Yeah, and what it is, I'm going to use those last 3 to add extra damage.
Yes,
So-
you may spend up to 3 on melee attacks for extra damage dice.
Pierce 3, 17 damage to the face.
I would have almost thought that he would be like
Oh, what a 17 with 3 piercing.
activating
So
self-destruct mode.
You ignore his damage reduction. So it's 17 damage to the face. Wow. So he's got another injury on the face. But he's still standing. He's looking pretty hurt, to be fair. He's looking pretty hurt, but he is still going. Now.
Alright, so... yeah, so, and... What I'm going to do is with his last 2 AP, I am going to attack
I don't think there is 2 AP left, mate. I think you've got 0.
No, is there... There's... Yep, that's totally fine. I mean, if that's all I got, that's it.
Yeah, because you spent 3 to do the extra damage. There was 3 and you spent the 3.
But he is now internally oiling.
Yes, you may roll 2 combat dice. You may still go down yet, Max. Roll 2 combat dice.
Damage dice.
Yeah, they call them.
Oh, no,
combat
they call it
they
combat
call them
dice.
combat dice in the system, though. Yeah, 2 damage dice.
It's a little bit weird. I would say the combat dice would be the
Take 2
D20s.
damage and go down. He goes down. So you drop to 0 hit points. You now, on your next turn, have to
He's
roll-
dying of internal oiling.
Yeah, internal oil leakages and stuff. So on your next turn, you now have to roll.
He doesn't have blood.
It's an endurance survival test with the number of injuries you have, which is 2. So next turn, you'll have to roll an endurance survival difficulty 2. But remember, that's a a skill check, so you can buy all the action points for all the extra dice when you do it. So it's not over yet for Red Alert, boys. Ronnie, it's your turn.
Red Alerts, I can't do like stim packs and stuff on him because he's a robot, right?
It's,
but I can like repair.
There's a thing, it's called a robot repair kit, and it does the same thing for robots.
Yeah, but I don't think. I believe we forgot every time when we went to buy healing equipment.
No, I'm sure
to
you've
think
got
of
some.
the robot.
I'm sure you've got some. I'm looking currently.
Maybe in the group inventory, but
So
yeah,
we got
I've not
stim pack. We got Ben, right away, Red X buff out. No, because most of the time I didn't really, go that far.
I'm sure we got some robot repair kits, because I remember you were in Diamond City buying loads of stim packs. Did you not?
We literally never thought about.
Has anybody got a toolkit which reduces difficulty by 1? Has anybody got a toolkit?
I got a toolkit on me. I have literally a toolkit
so,
on
Roddy,
me.
you could use his toolkit for a reduction of 1 on your, and it's a intelligence science test, I believe, to fix them. Am I right? With the number of injuries?
It's a repair. It's a repair.
Intelligence repair. So it's an intelligence repair.
Okay.
Starting difficulty
I
is
have
2 because he's got 2 injuries.
I have 2 ranks to repair, so.
The starting difficulty is 2
Let me
because
see
he's
if my
got 2
rank-
injuries. It goes.
Already decided, but I don't know what the Mirelurk is going to do because he's first. But otherwise, I would have tried to attack the legendary Mirelurk first, but he is.
But here's the thing.
Before me.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Here's the fun part. You would have to spend 2. So you moving into his zone now would be a double move. So that'd be a major action. To then do a skill test would be a second major action. You don't have any action points. You're not going to be able to do that repair test.
No, but we can buy them from you.
Only for extra dice, not for extra actions.
But I've got the robot, and the robot's better at repairing stuff than me anyway. So can't I?
It'll still be a second major
I
action
can grab.
for either of you. You'll not get it done this round, unfortunately.
Yeah, the only thing I think the robot can do is run. It can take its full action to sprint over there, and when your next action can do attempt a repair roll, and on the whole new action. So.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll position the robot next to you, and then, yeah, I'll go like here.
Okay, well,
that's all I can do. Then I guess it's good.
Oh well, I was going to say before you do what you could do, because it's not going to attack him if he's down. It's going to go and attack somebody else next round. You could hold your action and say, right, I'm going to hold my action until it moves, and after it moves, I'm going to run into that zone.
Yeah, as long as I can prepare to get Max repaired.
Then you can
next round,
then you can end this turn in Max's zone. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, whatever works. Yeah. Yeah,
So-
I mean, I'm just focusing on repairing Max. So whatever.
If you and the robot hold your actions until the Mirelurk Hunter moves, until after it moves, you could end this round in Max's zone. Yeah, that'd probably be your best bet.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay, so
That's my turn.
Tank, it's your turn.
And there is a rule in the book that if they want to buy action points for a narrative reason, the overseer may allow that.
Does it say that?
Yeah.
I thought it was only for extra dice on skill tests.
Yeah, but it does say I did saw something like that.
Ah, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. And the head. That's the face. You rolled the face without the increased difficulty, Chris. Well done. So it's got the damage reduction of 1, which it now doesn't have because of your breaking. So this Mirelurk doesn't have any damage reduction on its face. And
it's stunned.
And it's stunned. And that's vicious, so that's +5. It's 15 damage on its part that only has 1 reduction, and it has 14 hit points. So, Tank, you managed to one-shot the regular Mirelurk, no problem. You one-shotted him. He is one-shotted.
Okay, no.
And you actually gained an action point as well doing it. You only needed one to hit him.
Is that just one action point we have then? Yeah.
That's one that you have, yeah.
Right.
You haven't moved either.
I'm just gonna move to this zone then.
Okay.
And then I'll end my turn then.
Okay. Now it's the legendary Mirelurk Hunter, so I'm gonna move you around that zone a little bit because it's gonna come into your zone to try to attack you. It's 2 zones movement though, so the problem for me is I do have 2. I've got 3 action points, so I'm going to spend all 3 of them and roll 1 extra dice. So 2 to get the extra second action, and it's had its mutation. Oh, in fact, it only cost me 1 for a second action because of its mutation. So this only costs 1, and it doesn't have increased difficulty. Sick, and I can spend 1 action point for a dice. So this is me attacking with 3 dice against you, Tank. I'll give the rest of you a chance. I'll attack Tank. That's a hit. Come on. And I'll spend the 1 action point that I've got on the damage. Don't say I'm not good to you, boys. 14.
Ouch.
On your torso. What's your reduction on the torso? Is it 8 there as well?
Yeah.
So you take 6. Is that a wounded body part? Are you normal? You've not got the perk that makes it 7 or 6? No, it's 6. It still makes you anyway. That still is a wounded torso, eh?
Yeah.
Right. So you take 8
Internal
damage.
bleeding.
And you have the same thing that Max had, the internal bleeding.
No. Max had internal oiling.
Yeah, but the same thing.
It's not the same.
Same rules, same mechanics. And that's the legendary Mirelurk Hunter's turn. Norm, it's your turn.
I am going to move away from this one to here.
Yep.
And do I now have to still... I have to buy a minor action then, right?
If you want to change weapons, yes.
No. Use aim.
To use aim, yes. Because you've moved, it would be a second minor action. It would cost you 1 to aim, yeah. So you've got 0.
Then I'm going to do that.
Okay. And you're using your
I'm
sniper
going to buy.
perk to aim for its face.
I'm going to use aim on the face again of the legendary.
At no increased difficulty because you're a sniper. Sniper perk, yeah. Sorry, but each roll we make, guys, has about 10 rules attached, and we have to remind ourselves. So that's.
I'm going to re-roll that 18.
Yeah, you need 2. In fact,
there we go.
So that's 2 successes. Yeah, you may roll some damage, sir, on its face.
Which ammo do I have? Oh yeah.
Pump all. I suggest.
I mean, I know I've done quite a bit of damage on it.
Max is down. Chris is wounded. I suggest you pump all the ammo you can into it, Scoon. If you love your friends. Alright, so 12
well,
with...
that's what I'm trying to do. I'm getting
13 with 2 piercing. 13 with 2 piercing will do 12 hit points. Ooh, it's
13 damage.
13
piercing.
It's 13 with... right, 13 with 2 piercing, yeah. 13 with 2 piercing, so you do 12 damage. 13 damage, sorry. 13 damage. It's still alive.
On his face.
It's hanging on by the
And I know they are wounded and down, but I'm doing this to get the biggest danger away.
It's hanging on to dear life by a thread.
I mean, if he can get to tank, or I can probably kill it, and we.
I think I forgot to give it an increased difficulty to attack tank last time. It's because it's got it should be 3 because it's increased difficulty. Doesn't matter. I still hit.
Yep, because it moved.
Yeah. Nah, no, it's because it's got a wounded face. It should be its base attack should be 3.
+2
it should be
to
3 successes. Yeah, +2 to difficulty. Yeah, I missed that on tank last time. It's fine. Tank can take it. Tank can handle it. Is that you, Norm?
That was it, yeah.
the Mirelurk's turn. So the Mirelurk's going to come and try and attack you, Norm.
You guessed. Thought so.
Now, what do I have in the way to action points? I've got nothing. You'll be pleased to hear.
That's a hit.
Okay, so that is 7.
7
No
on.
effects. 7 on. Ooh, this is going to matter, isn't it?
Yeah.
7 on your right leg.
That's a lucky. That's only 2 damage.
Only 2. Okay. So, you take 2 damage. No injury. And...
if it's on the only place that is real danger, even though I now have defense on it, it would be the head, because that's only 2 physical resistance.
Yeah.
The rest is all 5.
I don't have any action points for it to attack again. So, Red Alert, you need to make a roll. Now, we're going to have to find this in the rulebook so that we get it right. Bear with me.
It's alright, so I've checked it out. If you look at the rules and it's damage and injury,
page,
so it's in the little resources. If you click the book.
Oh, have I got it here, have I?
Yeah. It says down there, if you look at it, says dying. I guess I'm dying. When a character is reduced to 0, they suffer an injury, the location right there, and fall prone and start dying. They suffer a critical hit, but say are reduced to 0, so are reduced to 0. While dying, you are unconscious, cannot recover HP from first aid, and cannot take any action. Furthermore, at the start of each of your turns, while dying, they must make
endurance survival. Number of injuries you've got. So endurance survival difficulty 2.
Yeah. Yes.
Right. Suggest you buy all the action points, Max. All of them.
That's.
What do you think?
That's what I plan to do.
Yes, I think you should.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Okay, so you may roll 5 dice. I think you should. I think you should roll maximum dice.
I thought it was max. Is it max 5 or is it max 3?
No, you can buy 3. So you're buying 3 dice, which costs you 6 action points, but you can now add 3 extra dice to this roll. Endurance survival.
Do it.
And add all the dice.
Do it.
If you don't get 2 successes, you're dead.
3 successes.
You are alive. And you're alive with an action point. But you don't get to do anything else. You're still down, eh?
Yeah, so it's like, I'm not taking any more damage. I'm like, I'm not dying, so I'm like sitting there like, it's
No,
I'm like,
you are.
You can kind of see it like,
Max, you are. You have to do that at the start of each of your turns until somebody cures your injuries. Or gives until somebody gives you some hit points. Fixes that. Yeah, you do that each turn. So you are still dying, but you survived that round. Ronnie, it's your turn.
So can I start healing Red Alert now
yes,
then?
So
That should be in position with
intelligence repair with the number of injuries that he's got. That's right. So this is intelligence repair with 2. You've got 1 action point. I suggest that you buy 5 so that you can roll 6 dice.
Yeah, but I have the repair kit on me, so she can grab it off
the repair
me.
kit on him. So the difficulty starts at 2, goes down to 1. So it's intelligence repair with a difficulty 1, but I still think you should buy all the dice.
Can I get the robot to assist me and then it'll make it easier?
Well...
Or get the robot to take...
Here's the
robot...
Here's the thing. You're still in this zone, and you were gonna... When he moved, you were holding your turn to move into that zone. So right. Yeah, you can get the robot to assist you, but the robot... Yeah, so the robot will roll 1 with is whatever's appropriate. It'll be...
Assist?
He'll roll an assist with 1 dice. But I still think you should buy all the dice, though.
Yeah, well,
but you want us to take away action points, and you want to have more to kill us.
I got 4 successes.
You got 4. You needed 1, so you gained 3 action points.
This is like crazy. Alright, so passing test, resource health equal to the repair rating, treats an injury or stabilizes a dying machine. What this is stabilizes me.
Yep. So you're stable. You're no longer dying.
You don't have to roll the saves anymore.
Don't do the endurance survival test anymore. You're no longer dying. You're still in 0 hit points.
Well, hey, you still got an extra AP there too. That can help tank out.
Doesn't that give him 2 hit points because you got 2 ranks in repair? I think somewhere it says that he'll gain 2 hit. No, you'd have to do another one, wouldn't you?
Yeah, is that if he wants to spend 2 AP to do another repair roll to give me some health, he could do that.
Right, aye. So,
I'll do that then.
if you wanted to spend... Yeah, right, okay. So you spend 2 action points, and you've got 1 to take a second major action. You may roll another one, and this one would then give him hit points, or treat an injury. You still have to pick whether you're doing his hit points or treating an injury, and it's still difficulty 2, because he's got 2 injuries. But it goes down by 1. Sorry, it goes down by 1 because of the thing. So that's a success, yes. So are you treating an injury, or are you going to give him...
Red Alert, which one would you rather have?
I rather it equals to whatever the repair score is. So that's whatever. What's your repair score?
2. So you get 2 hit points.
2? Yeah. I'd rather take the 2.
Remember, you'll still have the wounded torso. You're still going to roll.
Yeah, get rid of the get rid of the chest. Get rid of the chest.
That's what I was going to suggest, Max. You get rid of that. Stay on 0 hit points, but get rid of that, mate. I think.
Okay, I'll do all that, and then. So he's a lot better.
Yeah.
But Tank's not looking. Tank's not looking good as well, though, right?
Tank will be fine. The robot's got an assist, so the robot may roll 1 dice for intelligence and repair, Martin.
Okay.
Tank will do what he does best: smash.
This is just for an action point.
Okay.
Because you passed.
Yeah.
Rolled. And this is just 1 repair, isn't it?
Yeah. So 1 intelligence
it's just
repair
intelligence.
dice. And this is just for
you
an
might have
action
to
point.
I think
You've
it's
already
done
succeeded. They're both failed.
Failed anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fine. It don't matter. That's cool.
Okay.
And have I got any? Have I got some movement left?
You haven't moved. All you've done is a
moved on the
repair
last
test,
one.
which was a major action. So you could move 1 zone for free.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of want to move near Ish Tank because in case he takes damage. So that's what I'll do. But I'll leave the robot next to Max. Yep, that's my turn though.
Yeah, the robot can do the repair. Well, you can use stim pack where you can just stim him.
Tank's internal bleeding, is that the start or the end of his turn? It's the end of his turn now.
At the end. At the end is his turn.
Okay, Tank, your turn, mate. You've got a wounded chest. It doesn't give you any penalties to your attacks or anything, but it's a roll. 2 combat dice at the end of your turn to see if you take damage. You have the Mirelurk Hunter clinging to dear life in front of you. It's got a ball hair of hit points, mate. A ball hair of hit points.
I mean, how much damage I did to that damn thing? Shit.
Yeah, I'll tell you for free, it's... right. Okay, so I guess you're not going for its face then. Right, so it's 11... with...
12, 13,
so it's
14 done.
It's 14 minus 4, but you break the armor on... Oh, that was in the face where you've already broke its damage reduction, so it's got no damage reduction. Yeah. You've already broke its damage reduction where you're breaking, so that's 14 damage in the face. It had 2 hit points, Chris.
And it's done.
You want to tell us what that looks like when you take out this legendary creature, your first legendary creature?
Yeah. Hey, at least you got meat, guys. You got some food.
Yeah, it's like looks like a lobster getting cracked in a restaurant. It literally turns into a very slow cutscene where like it shrinks down into my hand, and then I whack up with a hammer, and then all of its guts come out so that I can get.
And here's the fun part for you boys. That'll drop a legendary item. A legendary item is a weapon,
hopefully,
or an armor piece with an extra quality that makes it extra fucking cool.
Yeah,
so that's
we'll
the
see what
plus
it is.
side of fighting a legendary is one of those. Right, Tank, that was just one major action. Now, you want to do anything else?
I'll move to this zone. And then I'll roll my damage dice.
You will roll 2 combat dice.
So how many damage dice is it? 2 combat dice?
2. Bypasses any, there's no resistance to this, because it's internal. But you can come up blanks and not take any.
Yeah,
take 3.
Ooh, that's 3.
Ooh, 3 hit points damage, sir. Now, the legendary Mirelurk Hunter we can take out of the initiative order, because it has went splat. Norm?
Yeah.
You. Normal man.
I'm going to move to Red Alert.
Okay, so that was a major action because you're 2 zones away, yeah?
then repair is a major action.
It's a major
again,
action,
right?
which would cost you 2 action points, but you don't have 2 action points. I'm afraid you can't. Sorry.
But I'm at least going to stand here to hopefully be able to repair him afterwards.
Okay. It'd be a minor action to take your gun out and get any tools out or whatever. Anyway. Yeah.
Oh, I got tools on me anyways.
Because you're using, because you'd be using the repair kit that Ronnie used, so that's a minor action to put your weapon away and take that to change items. Nah, it's not. Sorry, it's just a minor.
Okay, let's do that.
It's not. It's a minor. It's a minor to change weapons. You can whip that out for free. Yeah, you whip that out for free, so you can do it on your next turn. That doesn't cost you a minor.
Yeah.
It's not going to make a difference because you can't do a major. So it's the Mirelurk's turn. There is one left, so he's going to. I could go for tank.
He was going after me, but
yeah, I can go for tank for free. I don't have the action points to go for one of you. Oh no, I do have loads of action points. So let's make it interesting. Let's leave tank alone. Tank can take it more than you guys can. So let's go. Let's do a major action to move into your zone, and it will cost me 1 extra. So that it will cost me 2 to take an extra major action, but my difficulty goes up by 1. So my difficulty to hit you is 2. So I'm going to spend 3 dice and 3 action points and roll 2 extra dice.
Against me or
against
Red?
You're closer.
Yeah.
I forgot to roll the extra dices. I've hit you anyway.
Yeah.
Let me just roll 2d20. See how many action points I get. 12 and a 10. What's my target? I get 1 action point.
You get 1.
One more.
You get 1.
Okay.
One action point.
So I'm going to spend 3 on the damage.
Ow.
I'm not making this an easy fight for you boys. You said it was too easy.
I never thought you would take it seriously when I said make it harder.
Hey, I didn't say that shit, so...
I've rolled an attack again instead of damage. My bad. Sorry, boys. 7. On your torso. You got 5 there, eh?
Then I'm lucky.
It's only 2.
Because that turns it back to a 2 again.
See? I have to spend these action points to try and for it to be a tough fight for you. I have to make it tough, like. But that is the Mirelurk, because that was the second major action. So, Red Alert, you have a turn, but you're unconscious. You don't have to make the death saving throw. You can't do anything, but you don't have to make the death saving throw thing. So it's Ronnie's turn.
Okay. Well, nearly everything's dead now, right?
Yep.
So that's cool.
There's a Mirelurk on the back of Norm, trying to get Norm. And Red Alert is still on 0 hit points.
I mean, and what's Tank's hit points like?
Tank's got loads of hit. He's got plenty of hit points, but he's no dying the day. Tank's no dying the day.
Okay. I'll just try and fix Red Alert again then with everything.
Okay. So the difficulty, he's got 1 injury, so the base difficulty is 1 now, and that the tools bring it down to a 0. So you bring it down to a 0.
To a 0.
Yeah.
So is it like? So unless I get a complication, it's fine then, basically.
Yeah, but you can also choose to automatically success on one of them. Remember, right? So you gain an action point.
I got 1 success though.
Yeah, you gain an action point because that was difficulty 0. Now you can choose to heal him 2 hit points, or treat his 1 remaining injury.
You can choose Max, whichever one you prefer.
I would say probably recover my HP. Get rid of the injury. Yeah, probably the injury. Okay. Yeah, get rid of injury because it'd be easier for me getting up. It's just
if you don't take away the injury, you fall down every time.
You're gonna fall back down again, aye. So you're up and stable. Well, no, you're not even up because you're still on 0 hit points. You're still down. You're stable, but both your injuries are gone. Okay.
Yeah, well, I mean the robot can still.
Right. Well, here's the thing, Ronnie. That was your first major action. If you wanted to take a second, you could, because there's 2 action points in the pool. You could do that again. And you've got action girl, so there's no increase in difficulty for you. Am I right? Has Ronnie got action, girl?
No.
She doesn't have it. The
I've
perks.
got the Black Widow.
Oh, you've got. Oh, right.
No.
Okay. So difficulty would be 2 this time. No, it'd be 1 this time. Because you've got the toolkit. Yeah, it's 2. The toolkit brings it back down to 1.
I'm done
1
with the
success. You may now heal him 2 hit points. So he gets 2 hit points
Done.
back because it's your repair ranks. He gets 2 hit points back. Max, now you are standing. You get up.
I pissed. I pissed.
Yeah, I bet you are. I bet you've got that Mirelurk on your mind in a minute, eh? But that'll be Ronnie's full turn.
No,
Tank.
what? No, probably won't survive. Tink is gonna come over there and smash it.
I think so. I think so. I think so. Tank, it's your turn. Are you squeezing into that zone as well, eh?
Here, I'll move over.
I'll
move over.
Okay, I've got everyone. I'm moving everyone.
Well, we'll just say I'm in that zone.
Zones are small. You hit him. Or 10. 11, 12, 13.
No, 13.
On his
13
right
breaking
leg. 13 on his right
3.
leg. Okay, so he's
He's stunned.
So he's got 4 reduction. You destroy that reduction with breaking. It's 13. You take away his reduction with 3 breaking. So he's got 1 reduction left still on his right leg. His right leg's damage reduction goes down to 1. So we need to remember that.
And he's not dead.
Oh, but he's stunned though.
No,
He's not dead.
No.
If he's not dead, then I'll re-roll 3 of those combat dice.
With a luck point. With a luck point, right? I was going to say you're supposed to do it before with action, but you can do it with a luck point. That's fine. Yeah, he's dead. He denied Scoon the kill. He is dead. He denied Max the kill.
Yeah, so,
he is gone.
Yeah, no. Max comes over here, or Redlurk kind of just sitting there. He kind of walks over right there, and he comes over and sticks his glowing thing up the ass of the other one and just cuts it in half.
Right. So here's the fun. The fun begins now, boys. Now the real fun begins. So obviously you get this from each Mirelurk. I think it's the same for the thing. So you get that times 2 for 2 Mirelurks. And then on the legendary, it's the same. Oh wait, no, that was the legendary. Let me check the normal one. Yeah, it's the same.
What's the lizard?
It's exactly the same. So you get that times 3. So make an endurance survival test. I'll let you do it for all. Just in fact, you can do 3 to farm action points. Do 3 endurance survival tests. The difficulty is 0.
Who's the best on that one? Ooh, Norman, I would roll that.
Listen, the complication is just
did we get our luck back?
Yeah, you all started this with full luck.
Yeah.
And I'm going to re-roll that 20.
Okay.
Can I
This is just for action points, remember, it's difficulty 0. If you take the complication, it'll just be spoiled meat. Okay, so you still gain 1 action point. This yields 2, so roll 6 combat dice, and this is how much meat you'll get.
Look, I helped. We got another AP. I'm like, yay.
How many DC was it?
6.
2.
2 times 3, 6.
Oh. So 2 dice and then times 3 there.
And this is for Mirelurk meat, and each effect is a soft shell Mirelurk meat, I think.
No, you got
Yeah.
about 6 dice, dude.
Yeah, 6 combat dice.
Okay.
And that's still 3.
So
That's still 3.
it's 3
And a
Mirelurk
soft
meat.
shell Mirelurk.
It's 3 Mirelurk meat and 1 soft shell. I'll make a note somewhere. 3 meat and 1 soft shell. Bear with me a second, my music
Nice.
stopped at my end, so I need to sort that.
Ooh, okay.
Okay.
So I'm looking at this thing. What does this legendary thing have? I'm like, I'm smacking
And
around.
yeah,
these
now
things.
and now the real fun begins, because you guys get to get a legendary item. Now I'll go ahead and say that you can both your other injury's gone. I will say that you can go ahead and take off your injury tank because you guys will have time. You're not under pressure for somebody to heal that for you. So you can take away your injured chest, and you won't have to roll any more of those tank. You can take that away. I'll take it off your token.
Alright, so I guess we're spending time to heal up and everything.
Yeah, you'll need to. But that, I would say that was at the end. That was at the end of your shift. So you all started that at full hit points from having been rested, but you didn't have an extra 2 from being well rested. Make a point of saying that. So you get this. It's called the Armor Breaker. I made this today. Ooh. Armor Breaker Penetrating Machete. So it's a machete with +3 combat dice and piercing 3 instead of piercing 1. It gets +2 piercing, so it's got, instead of having 3 combat dice, it's got 6, and it has piercing 3. So it's a machete with 6 piercing 3 physical damage.
I say either give it. I say no. Tank has the giant hammer. I say either has to go to you or goes to Ronnie.
It's a great melee weapon.
Then I'll take it.
So,
I'm not that good at melee, so I think maybe. Ronnie, do you have any points of strength?
The thing is, Ronnie doesn't want to be getting into melee either, but either of you could use it in an emergency situation as a, if somebody does get too close to you and you need to use a melee weapon, it's a good.
But I don't have any ranks in melee or a lot in strength, so
I don't think Ronnie does.
The chance of me hitting is very low.
Yeah, I don't think Ronnie does either, to be fair. Here's the thing, it's called the Armor Breaker. Even if it's going to someone that's already got a great weapon, saying that, you've got a weapon with breaking already, don't you, Chris? This thing gets through loads of armor, though. It gets through. It's piercing 3. It's got 6 dice, so you could roll 6 effects. It could potentially do 6 with 18 piercing. Crazy.
I mean, I could take it. I mean, it could be something else I could use.
It's a one-handed weapon you can use, yeah. So you've got a good 2-handed weapon and a good one-handed weapon now, basically, if you take that.
Yeah, so I could do that. Yeah, I mean, you can throw that on me. I was just trying to help you guys out.
Right, okay, well, it's pretty simple. I've got most of it written down here. I'll go to your sheet. No, that's Norm's sheet.
Okay, I'm gonna see if it had. I'm gonna see what kind of mods a machete has.
Oh, there's a couple of good ones.
Because if it has like it.
So it's called,
if it has an energy one, that will help.
I'm spelling it the American way, Armor, because it's an American game. Armor.
I know.
And it's a legendary penetrating machete. So it does 6 damage. It's melee weapons. There's 6 damage. It's got piercing 3.
Super sledge.
So that's it. I'll stick that in your other one as well.
Put
it here somewhere with weapons.
Yeah, the only thing I guess is shredded. It gets +2 the damage and gains persistent.
Yeah, which is
which
is pretty solid. So you got one of them. It weighs 2.
Which is not bad.
Its rare rate is 5 because it's a legendary. I don't know what the cost is. We'll work that out later. It's a legendary penetrating machete.
So it doesn't have the breaking effect that the super sledge has, right?
No, it doesn't have the breaking that the super sledge has, but it's got 3 piercing. So basically, it's built for chopping into the joints and armors and breaking pieces of armor off. It's called Armor Breaker. It's got 3 piercing.
Okay, that's fine. Alright, that's
cool. It's a legendary penetrating machete. I have added that to your character sheet. Let me double check I've done it right. So it's 6 physical. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it's not bad.
3.
Yeah.
Enjoy, don't say I'm not good to you. That was a rough old fight for you boys, but you managed to pull through it. So, you might want to all get healed up.
Yes. Yeah.
What you should do first is, well, apart from you, Red Alert, 3, if Schooner, you're down some hit points, and Tanker, you 2 should eat some food, because that means you don't have to eat later. Remember, you've got to eat once per day. So if you eat for the couple of hit points that food gives you back, just now, and then you can start on the stim packs if you want to get some more hit points. I'm going to just quickly run to the bathroom. So feel free to go through your team inventory and have a look at what food there is. I actually added some stuff that you found from a previous session that hadn't been added, so feel free to have a look on that.
What is
and eat, or you've all got stim packs as well, so you and then we can get back on the road.
Yeah,
I'm going to the bathroom. I'll be back.
Yeah, yeah, because I know Ronnie can probably help get some of that stuff up, but is it let me see, what is my healing skill? Repair 4. Yeah, okay, I can get me 8 from that.
Do I have any food myself?
Well, because we already had all those Mirelurk that popped up, so that's that stuff.
Don't we just eat that?
I have.
Yeah, because it's. Well, I said no. We said we have Death Called Meat, Brahmin meat, the carrot, 3 potatoes,
Damage?
2 stilt beans. Now, the only thing I gotta do for my healing is if I could spend an hour basically working on myself, not making any rolls, I can double my my repair skill and I can get 8 from it.
Well,
So yeah, so I can just I can start getting myself like working some dings and stuff out.
Well, how much did a stim pack heal again?
A stim pack. I think if you look in the equipment.
Impact does 4 if I can recall correctly, mate.
Say medical. Well, I mean, is that you can have Ronnie do like basically medical aid. It's just straight do medicine thing and just start doing repairs that way, or healing for you guys that way. All right, so yeah. So
heals
this is
4.
regaining health. Yeah, so it's an intelligence medicine test. The heal number equal to the ranks of a medicine skill and gain 1 HP for every additional HP. Right? Did you hear what I said?
And no one has
Oliver?
injury. Yeah, I did. And no one has injuries, so it's always difficulty 0. So really, it's an AP farm. You can do the rolls and farm AP if you want.
Yeah,
Also,
so
there's
this saves the stim
complications,
pack.
or you can just say we can skip it and you can go back
Yeah,
to
you
full
just
hit
have a run.
points.
I'm just going to inject 2 stim packs within me.
So that's 8. You're just gonna go 8 hit points. Bam, bam. Go the easy way.
No, not like I just hold 2 in one hand.
You're double dunting. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying you could have saved those, and Ronnie could have just held you completely free.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you've still got medicine checks. Remember, you don't have to pump stim packs. But fine, you're a ghoul.
Yeah.
You just went.
Okay, I just wanted the cool thing, but okay, take it away from me then.
You just know that's fine. You can double dunk 2 stim packs, so that's you dealt with, Scoon. Who else needs healing?
I mean,
We have enough stim packs, so.
What I'm saying is save the stim packs because it
So that's-
heals injuries in combat.
Okay,
But
so,
it's if you get Ronnie to do whatever.
so Ronnie,
so-
with that you can do. So I assume that's on tank, right? With that will automatically do the 4. That'll do. It's difficulty 0, so you gain an action point. And because he's not got any injuries, and you'll get. Well, he had an injury, so let's say this is when he got his injury cured, because we are rolling heals, right? Okay, so he gets 4 hit points from you having 4 ranks in medicine, so he automatically gets 4 hit points back. If you want, you can jab him with a stim pack as well, and he gets 8, so you can give him +4 with a stim pack.
Nah, I ain't giving you no stim pack. I'm not. You ain't gonna get any money from me. You can get the free.
No. It's that. No,
Frank,
it's that,
you can
as I
take
said,
4 hit
Ronnie can
points.
just keep doing it. No, Ronnie can still keep doing it for 0 and just keep healing them until
And
he's
you can keep,
free
you
without
can just
wasting
keep
anything.
doing it. Yeah, it's a 0.
That's what I was gonna say, kind of.
Uh,
Yeah, as long as I
Yeah,
don't
so
like.
I'm just gonna be repairing myself.
It's,
I'm just gonna
and it's an
keep
AP
repairing
farm as well,
myself.
so there you go. There's you up 5 AP, and you get another 4 tank.
You healed up yet, Tank?
What, you did 4?
4 and then 4. You've
Yeah.
just done 8.
I'll help Mirelurk with his repairs.
You've just got 8 more hit points back.
So, right, 8, right,
Do you need any more?
I'll be fine.
So I can keep rolling and heal you.
Two successes.
Do one more and get up to full. You might as well. There you go.
Yeah, not
And
two successes.
And you're up to full action points as well. So you filled up your action points pool. This is an action points farm. It's worth doing enough. And Chris, you will go up to full hit points. Very nice.
Okay.
And that's 2 successes on the repair on yourself. Now your difficulty on that is 1 because it's 0 because you've got no injuries max, but it's +1 by doing it on yourself.
Yep.
So your difficulty in that was 1. So you've already
Yeah,
gained
but
an
it's,
action
I
point,
have
but you're full.
Well, I got the repair kit, so it makes it down to a 0.
That brings it down to a 0. So and the action points are full. Right. So action points are full. So you might as well just go full hit points. There's no point in rolling anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no point in
Yeah,
rolling
that's
anymore.
what I'm doing.
It's difficulty 0. You might as well just fill your. You can now heal back up to. Obviously, it takes some time. This is over the course of some time because you're doing multiple things. We're hand waving the actual rolling the dice, but it still takes some time, obviously. So you're probably here for an hour or 2.
That's understandable.
You are probably here for an hour or 2 doing repairs and doing all this first aid and medicine on each other to get back up to full. Maybe an hour or 2 of doing that.
Yeah, I was like, hey, did we scavenge this place? I was like,
Oh yeah, I'll give you a scavenge, right? So, what we'll do is we'll give you.
There will be just materials.
We'll give you perception, survival. I totally forgot to punish Ronnie and Tank for being an alcoholic. Ronnie, because it's agility tests. Tank, you don't get any punishment with your melee attacks, but Ronnie, I should have been making all your attacks 1 more difficult because you weren't drunk, and I forgot to do that. Because I'm an alcoholic.
But I only did one attack. I only did one attack.
Right. So
yeah.
I forgot what I was doing there. There's so much going on, man.
The scavenging.
Scavenging. Right. So do a perception survival group test, and the number of successes is the number of rolls that you'll get on some scavenging tables.
Mine's a max of 9. I don't know who's better than 9 with the perception survival.
Who's got the high
Mine
perception?
would be 14 in total
For
perception survival.
it's
Yeah,
definitely
I'll let Scoon go.
Right, so you lead that. And bear in mind, you have 6 action points. You could.
Don't forget, I am made for perception because I'm a sniper.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Seriously?
I mean,
would you like to spend a luck and re-roll that, or you're scavenging fuck all today?
Luck.
You're scavenging hee-haw. Okay, so you're getting 1 roll.
Well, that's at least 2 successes.
What I'll do is I'll let you spend action points. If you want to spend action points, you can have up to 4 rolls. Nah, fuck it, you're getting 1 roll. And I've got the tables that I want you to pick from is a D12. We'll go from here to here. So roll me a 1D12.
how many?
Just
How
one,
many,
because
like,
that's
how
which
much
table I'm
can I
going to
roll?
let you roll from. I've got 12 tables that I'm going to... I'm randomising which table you're rolling on with a D12. Anybody can give me that. The bottom one.
A 12.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This is melee weapons. Roll me 2d20.
Damn.
Can't be as good as the one you just found.
No, well, hey, you never know. I mean, shit.
17 force
Another
21.
legendary weapon.
Nah, it's a board. Right.
Oh.
A big bit of wood,
I know.
mate.
If
It's a
anything, we
road
burn
sign
it.
or
It's a
something.
burnable board.
Yeah. Nothing impressive from that roll. So you find a board.
Alright, well, I guess it's. Alright, I
You
guess
guys
if that's
probably
it,
don't
it's
even
like we
pick
can
that
head
up at
on.
this point, do you?
Nah,
No.
fuck it. It's like leave it.
Yeah, you probably don't. Because you're at the point where you're playing.
I would literally just be like,
And you-
I've got firewood if we need to.
And you just leave that, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you may get back on the road, gents. We are travelling towards Starlight Drive-In, after all. Should we get back onto the main map? Shall I copy your action points over? What have we got? I've got 5 and you've got
I think
6.
max.
And let's see where we are and how many days travelling we've got to go. Okay. Okay, so you've done your navigation test, so we're getting there. It's just a case of doing another camping test because you've got one more day to go. So you spend a night travelling and you make it to about here. And we have to do the camping rules again. That thing that fucked you last time. So you might want to remember and spend some action points on it this time, boys. Let me just get up those camping rules. You've got to camp again. You get through another day. In fact, no, we've got there's a Winter Wasteland random encounter table somewhere in the Winter of Atom. Let me see if we roll a fun one. If you roll a fun one, we'll do it. If it's not a fun one, we'll not do it. How about that? Right, I'm gonna do that.
Why do I get the feeling every one of them you think is fun?
Nah. You've done some of them, and some of them aren't that fun. Let me see if I can find it quick enough. No, right, okay. Nah, it was the Winter Wasteland scavenger table. What I'll do is I'll give you one more scavenging roll from that last place. That's what I want to do, just to make this a little bit more interesting. Give me one more 2d20, just. I want to just give you one more little thing. 18 is a flapper dress. You find a dress. Pretty sure that gives +1.
Oh, there you go.
Pretty sure it gives +1 or +2 charisma. Doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Or it gives a reroll on charisma rolls or something like that, eh?
Well,
Yeah,
I'm thinking of the video game. I'm thinking of the video game. It's not a plus to your stats, sorry. It's a reroll on charisma, something like that. That's what you get with formal dress. So that's actually very handy. You find a flapper dress.
I gave it to Ronnie. It's like, hey Ronnie, I found something good for you.
Yeah, that is a pretty good find actually, because that's.
I'm gonna say that's sexist. And I'm like, tag. I think this collar's better on you. Is it a larger lady size?
I have found the Commonwealth Winter
size?
Random Encounter table as well. So give me a 1d20 someday. This is another. This is a cool. This is the one where I'll decide if it's fun. If it's fun, we'll do it. If not, we'll go straight to camping and then the next day. 1d20 someday. Four.
4.
Nah. It's not that fun.
No.
Not worth not worth building a map or anything for. So we're gonna do camping. So what tier of camp do you want to build? Remember, a tier 1 and 2 use common materials. Tier 3 and 4 use uncommon materials. 5 and 6 use rare materials. What would you like to do?
I think it was the 3 was the best one for everybody, wasn't it?
Yeah, because that was giving you a campfire, shelter, and the comfortable bedding. So starting with difficulty 3, okay. So it's a group perception and survival test with a difficulty you choose. And
We say we did bring the board. Do we get a free campfire?
Sorry, that's the scavenge. No, because it's, well, yeah, you could use one less material if you chuck the board in, because the board just scraps to one junk or one common material. So you can just, instead of taking a board, you can just add that as one common material. So you can use that in building the campsite, 100%. Right, let me just make sure I find this campsite thing, do it properly. Building campsites. Right, okay, so, campsites can be built, blah, 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 blah. Right, so you're doing 3. Try to find the actual role for it. Can you remember? Oh yeah, it's group intelligence. So group intelligence, the difficulty is 3. No, difficulty is 3 for tier 3. So it's costing you 4 common materials and 2 uncommon materials. If somebody could edit the sheet for me, to take that off the group sheet. 4 common and 2 uncommon. You can make it 3 common and 2 uncommon because of the board. So take 3 common and 2 uncommon materials off the group inventory. And then it's a group intelligence test using whichever skill you find appropriate. So it's intelligence as the stat, but you can use your your repair, you can use your science, you can use your different things to build the campsite. So who's got the best intelligence and something? And it is the leader of the campsite role.
I have intelligence 6, survival 5.
That's pretty solid.
Intelligence.
I think it's do with you mostly
My
when we're doing
intelligence
it.
8.
What have you got? Intelligence 8, and what's your highest tagged skill? That isn't attacks and stuff, like a repair or a science or a something.
Let me check. Science is 3.
So 8 with a
Yeah,
tag 3.
survival
If you're using your scientific knowledge to make the best shelter to cover from possible rad storms and the elements, if you're using your scientific knowledge when you roll on yours, then you would have the best roll. So if you roll intelligence science as the leader, wait though, because you might want to spend action points, because failing camping fucked you last time, right? So you're the leader. You roll standard 2 dice, but I think it's you don't buy action points. You can't spend action points here to decrease the difficulty. You can do it to. You can do it to. No, you don't buy extra dice, but you can spend action points to decrease the difficulty. Right? Okay. So if you want to spend 2 action points, you can decrease the difficulty from 3 to 2. If you want to spend 4 action points, which you've got, you can decrease the difficulty to 1.
No, I'll decrease it to. Yeah, I'll decrease it to 1 after what happened last time.
In fact, I don't think you can bring it down to 0. I think the minimum is 1. So you've got 2 action points left. Your difficulty is 1 in its groups. So all you need is 1 success here. Right, okay. So you've already succeeded and you gain 2 action points. So you are up to 4 action points as a group. But everybody may now roll 1 dice with intelligence and something relating to campsite building. And this is for action points.
I'm gonna do repair.
Yeah, repair's fine. Repair's very suitable for it.
Can I use perception then? Or it has to be intelligence?
No, it has to be intelligence. You can pick the skill. Yeah, like survival.
Then I will do a survival.
Chris, you roll perception. You have to roll intelligence. Sorry, mate. It's the same for you, I think. That's 1 extra action
Success.
point. Chris, you're only rolling 1 dice, but you
3.
got a success. So you guys gain 2 action points from assists. Did you roll, Max?
Yeah, I got succeeded.
You got 1 as well.
I got a 5.
Okay, so that's you gain 3 action points, so you're just up to 6 action points then. So you successfully camp that night. Now you may the next day then make it to Starlight Drive-In. Starlight Drive-In, for those that have played it, is...
And it's technically not fully because we did discover that Red Alert was a movie star.
Yep. So it's so you did know that it was. Somebody had hinted previously that they'd say that it's the movie star. So you know that Starlight Drive-In is a place. So
maybe we would like.
Cinema.
You know what?
Yeah. So
there's a drive-in cinema nearby. Let's check if we can find anything about the Red Alert.
Now I'm sure I've got an image for it. So bear with me a minute while I just find it. I'm sure I've got an image for it. I think. Yeah, I do. It's not a map, but it's just an image of Starlight Drive-In, because I don't have any combat encounters for you, so you don't need a map. But this is what Starlight Drive-In looks like. Did I moved you onto it, didn't I?
Oh yeah, we see you right there.
Okay. So you can do nice big tokens, because it's just a narrative map. Maybe that's a bit too big, but still. I've not got any encounters planned here, so it's just a narrative map. There we go. This is Starlight Drive-In. There are very few settlers going around because, remember, it's the winter, this crazy nuclear winter, this colder nuclear winter than any of you have ever seen. So people are dying en masse from starvation and from exposure, and settlement sizes are shrinking, but you find yourselves at this settlement based around the drive-in cinema, drive-in theatre, Starlight Drive-In. There's 2 screens. No, there's 1 screen at Starlight. It's the other one that's got 2 screens. There's a large screen over here that they play movies on. And there are a few people going about. Do you want to just walk around the place until you find somebody to talk to, or do you want to do it any other particular way?
Riddler just looks around.
Let me just drop an NPC right in front of you.
Yep.
Okay, well, after enough walking about and investigating the place, somebody's going to come out. And let's say it is this NPC that I've created called Felix Mallory, who's a human settler. They're going to say, "Oh, hi! It's a long time since we've had any visitors to Starlight Drive, and I'm sorry we're not showing any movies right now. Don't know when we're going to put that back on. As soon as the weather gets better, I guess. We still have a trader inside. You can trade with us, and it's nice to meet you. My name is Felix, and I'll offer you a handshake."
I kind of like shake. I'm like awkwardly like, "Hello."
Ah, yeah, it's true. Red Alert. I'm so honoured to meet you. Do you think I could get an autograph? Would you autograph something for me? I'm sorry, I'm a big movie fan. I watch all the movies I can, and I'm a big fan of yours.
He kind of looks at everybody and he kind of shrugs and he writes something.
He hands you a holotape, and on the holotape it says "The Red Menace." And he hands you that, and a pen, and asks you to sign this holotape.
He looks at this and is like, "Could you play this and say this projector work on that?"
Nah, it's switched off. The system's not running, but you know someone who can play it.
Oh, so yeah, I'll look at look at Ronnie. Say, "Can you play this?" Usually for a second, and he hands it over to Ronnie.
Yeah, can I put it in my Pip-Boy thing?
Yep. Now I need you to find one. I've got it in a note somewhere. Ah, here it is. Oh, and I've got a whole bunch of people. There is traders and stuff, so we can get around people. But let's just introduce you to this little bit of backstory that I've got for Max. So
there's already 10 here, so
yeah. So you pop in this, you pop this holotape into your. Are you signing it before he puts it in? Before she puts it in?
Oh yeah, he does.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he signs it.
Okay. So the movie opens with a black and white montage of happy suburban families. Children play with Vault-Tec toys, Vault-Tec branding toys, and workers in spotless factories. Then the narrator says, Our American way of life is strong, but the Red Menace never sleeps." And suddenly, the screen bursts into lurid colour, marching Chinese soldiers, hammer and sickle banners, and shadowy figures slipping into American neighbourhoods. Enter Red Alert, a sinister, red-painted assaultron with a glowing sickle-shaped eye-beam, sneaking into factories, sabotaging machines, and whispering communist rhetoric into workers' ears. Act 2, Red Alert disguises himself with a trench coat and a hat, and corrupts good Americans with promises of free food and equal pay. The scenes show ordinary citizens suddenly acting strangely, teachers teaching kids about collectivism, baseball coaches refusing to sing a national anthem, amongst other things. And then it all escalates in Act 2 into a sabotage with power outages, factory explosions, and milk bottles poisoned with communist chemicals. Act 3 is America Strikes Back. Red Alert, about to unleash his master plan, a broadcast signal that will brainwash every television viewer in the nation. But America rallies, and a heroic soldier played by the beautiful blonde actress dressed in a pristine combat uniform teams up with Vault-Tec scientists to stop him, and they unveil a Freedom Prime prototype, smaller pre-Liberty Prime robot, to face Red Alert in a climatic battle outside Washington DC. Excuse me, I'm reading this because I wrote it ages ago. Red Alert uses his death ray, but Freedom Prime shields the soldier and blasts him with 100% American-made lasers, and the soldier delivers the final blow with an old-fashioned baseball bat wrapped in an American flag, smashing Red Alert's control core. Act 4, the final act, The narrator returns as the camera pans over the cheering crowds, and the female soldier declares, "Eternal vigilance is the price of liberty." A montage then shows citizens buying war bonds, children practicing duck and cover drills, and families registering for Vault-Tec's Vault program. The final shot is Red Alert's broken head on a display in a museum as a warning to future generations, and the screen fades to black with the words, "Report suspicious activity, trust Vault-Tec, trust America."
Red Alert just kind of like, his eyes kind of dim for a little bit, and he just he looks at it like, looks at a red Ronnie for the holotape.
But like, so you're like Russian? You could have told us.
Chinese. He's not. He's
well, it's
right.
a Chinese.
He's not.
It's a Chinese Russian kind of combo.
No, he's Chinese. So the
that's
Reds in Fallout are China. So he's painted red like the Reds, but he was made in America. He's an Assaultron, but he's like painted red, and they put things on him for the movies. He was used in the movies as a bad guy. He played a bad guy in the movies. So basically, he played a Chinese Assaultron in the movies. He's not Chinese, but he played a Chinese Assaultron.
You said he had a sickle on his in the movie.
Doesn't have that anymore. It was prop. He had
but a sickle.
Sickle shape.
Sickle is Russia.
Yeah, but it's the commies. It's the same
sickle
thing.
is Russia. Japan is China is a star.
Red Star. Sorry, for the Chinese commies.
Yeah.
Red Star, isn't it? Yeah.
That's why we thought it wasn't China, it
No.
was Russia.
Sorry, I wrote it.
No, because in Fallout, Russia and China became one.
They all did become
kind of
one
group where
thing,
they
but
came
it is
together.
China that's the main. Yeah, it's all, they're allied together, right? It is China that America's fighting with, so it wouldn't have been a sickle. It would have been a star. You're right, Spoon. You're
because
right.
in Fallout 3, Anchorage attack is a very big thing.
It's the Chinese that attack Anchorage, yes.
Yeah.
Now, Felix.
Yeah. So if
Felix then goes on to say, I don't have 2 and 3. If I could afford to get them, I would definitely get you to sign those. I know where I can get them, but I just don't have the money, or I can't even leave here to go get them. If you wanted to get them, listen, I don't have the money to pay for them, but I know where they are, and I've got something. And he gets all excited. He's like, "Oh, I'm going to show you something. And he runs into his little shack of a house, and he comes out carrying this big flamer. He's like, I'll give you this if you can bring back 2 and 3 from Charlie the Ghoul's pawn shop, and it's broken, but it's a long high capacity flamer. It's worth 192 caps. It's a flamer with a long barrel and a large tank, but it's broken. It needs somebody with ranks and
I look
gun
at
nut to
him
fix
and
it.
I'm like, all right. I look at him and look at Ronnie and say, "Can you put it in the Pit Boy if it's in our area?"
Yeah, I guess so. Does it have like a location thing on it?
Felix
find
Mallory
it?
will show you a rough location. So let me pull you back onto the world map then.
I mean, while we're here, we can always trade in and get some items anyways. We need to probably
Charlie the
stock
Ghoul
on stuff anyways.
is here,
Oh, wow.
not far from Diamond City.
Well, shit.
But it is far from where we are.
It's a couple of days away from where you are, yes. So,
What-
if
I mean,
And
you
since
want-
this is a tabletop RPG, we don't have fast travel.
there is no
Nope,
fast travel.
nope.
And look at the trouble you've just had getting from here to there. There is no fast travel back. So you're going to have a trek again with all those lovely possible wasteland dangers if you decide to do it. But if you decide to do it, there is a modded flamer available for you. If you can go pay 50 caps each for the 2 sequels, 2 and 3. There is a second one and a third one. I've got the names of them somewhere, bear with me. It's called the Red Menace 2, Red Alert Redeemed, and the Red Menace 3, Red Alert in Love.
Nice.
I would
Not a
say,
problem.
I mean, we got the caps for it. We got 1,200 caps.
So,
I'm just looking at everybody. I'm like,
so the
I mean, like, it wouldn't be bad. It's like I can equip it on me, so I got a flamer.
Felix tells you that the two things will cost you 50 caps each. The 2 holotapes will cost you 50 caps each. So that's 100 caps you'd be out of pocket. But this modded flamer, once it's fixed, is actually worth 192 caps. So If you wanted to take a couple of days traveling again, there's another side quest.
We would
just
have
opened up
if we would sell it, and if we would fix it and sell it, we get a profit. So
I'm a sucker for side quests.
I mean,
I
I can
know I'm
always
not
use
supposed
it.
to be
I got
giving
big-
you
I got
anymore,
big
but
guns.
this was my own personal one for Max, so I thought, yeah, there's a side quest.
I got
attached
big
to it.
guns. I can use big guns. I can use a giant flamer.
If you want to know what's on the sequels 2 and 3, if you want to know what Red Alert in Love is like, you'll have to take the side quest. Red Alert Redeemed and Red Alert in Love. If you want to know,
wait.
you'll need to. You'll
Oh,
need
no,
to take the
I
quest.
think we need robotics, the robotics perk for that. Otherwise, I was wondering if we would do this and get that flamer, would we be able to build it into Red Alert's arm?
So
Yeah,
I missed the
I got
handy
laser gun
flamer
in one
that
arm.
attachment is different. I'll have to look into that. I'll have to look into the rules, but it would be a nice weapon for tank. Because tank, you've got high endurance, don't you? So you'd be good at big guns.
Well, that's true.
Yeah, for tank would also be good, but I would think it would be awesome to just build it into Red Alert's arm.
Am I right in thinking you would have the right? You would have. Now it's got a long barrel, so it's actually medium range. And it's got a big tank, so it takes a lot of fuel. Would I be right in thinking you would like that tank?
Yeah, that would be nice. Is that, and what it is, I could. I mean, we got a lot of. We're at a trading hub right now, so we can go around and
It's
trade
not a
some
trading
stuff. So we can
hub
get.
like Diamond City or Good
yeah,
Neighbor. It's not a
but
trading
I'm
hub,
saying it-
but there is a trader here that will have limited stuff.
Yeah, I'm saying there's some stuff that we can, do for that one. And I'm saying to say we don't have to do it right now, but at least we know where it's here. If we're in the area,
I've
we
also
can
got
always
a-
swing by and grab it.
I've also got a bunch more NPCs for you to meet here if you want to as well. And Charlie the Ghoul's a fun NPC that appeared in one of my one-shots from a long time ago. So it'd be a nice little tie-in to the other stories as well, if you did fancy it. We've now opened up another side quest called Mr. Celebrity.
You know that Norm would be like, "Oh, do we have to go to one of those ghouls?"
There's a trader called Charlie the Ghoul who has a pawn shop, and that's where they are.
I said that we probably look around and see what we can get. Is that with some of the items we have a lot of caps, and we probably need. I want to get a couple. Let me see if I can get some of the repair kits. It's like the stim packs, but some for myself.
Kits. Yeah. Okay, well we can easily buy them between sessions because we'll be wrapping up in a minute, mate. So we can end the session in a settlement. We can end the session in a settlement that has trading, and that way anything you want to buy, obviously depending on rarity level, we can do that between sessions and not have to bog down any session time with it.
Oh no.
What do you think? It's 9:20. We play to 9:30 at latest. Should we just say that's a session there? You happy with
That
that?
works for me.
Yeah.
Well, that way you can take 2 weeks to decide it if you fancy that side quest. But it's there for you. I've presented you with another little one should you choose to do it. If you choose not to, then something else is going to land at your feet for you to do. Don't you worry.
Well, even though our characters might not know it, but I do know it, I would almost go a little bit more to the northwest to Vault 111.
You want to go check out Vault 111? You're no far away.
I want to get the cryolator.
You want to see
If
the
it's there.
Remember, we are playing actually a couple of years after Fallout 4. We're playing on the timeline a couple of years
Yeah,
after
but not
Fallout 4.
every player made a character that could get the cryolator immediately.
In my version, in this world that we're playing in, the Vault Dweller came out of the vault and got killed by bloatflies. The Vault Dwellers did. That's why all the side quests from Fallout 4 are available here. That's why you've done like Paint the Town, well, Univer, the side group did, and they've done Taking Independence. That's why there's side.
Then if we get to Sanctuary, but if we get to this here, I believe it's this one here, then we might be able to save Roland. What's his name? Preston Garvey.
Yeah, in Concord. Maybe. No.
Or we
no,
can shoot
no,
him
no,
through
no,
the head
no,
ourselves.
No. Preston Garvey is not holed up in the Museum of Freedom in Concord. Because that was 2 years ago that happened. Preston Garvey and the Minutemen have had help from Chris's other character, Happy, and his friends in another game. And they've took back Fort Independence. They've took back the castle.
Okay.
And then they took a settlement that's on a It's on a battleship, and now they're going off to
Ship.
the Verdant Vale and doing all sorts of cool stuff. Yeah, that's all part of another game. Preston Garvey has appeared in our little Fallout world, our little secret epic that we're building. With
No one shot him in the head?
No one shot him in the head. There was a moment where somebody almost did. It provided much humour.
I would have expected it. Yeah.
The other group somewhere else on the timeline, they have met Preston Garvey and worked for them. But you might meet Mama Murphy. I've started her all up. She's like, if you never know, you go up to Sanctuary, you might find Mama Murphy sitting there in a rocking chair. You might just meet. I have literally.
And we need some jet.
She comes in one of the books, mate. She's in the Wanderer's Guide, I think. She's in one of the books, Mama Murphy. She's in the same book that Preston.
And then we need some jet.
I think you have.
We need some jet.
By the way, get Psycho. Psycho's a great drug. I was using it as my character that I play in another game, and it's fucking great. Psycho is brilliant. Everybody should be slamming Psycho every fight. That's my best advice I can give you as a games master.
No, we don't have jet.
Jet's alright, but Psycho's great. Jet lasts one round. Psycho lasts for an encounter. It gives you +3.
Yeah, but I believe Mama Murphy needed jet to see the future.
She just likes drugs. No, it's just anything. She takes. I think it's just jet or whatever. I don't know. It's our. This is our version of it. It can be whatever we want. Maybe she likes Psycho. Maybe she likes Buff Out. She's a chem head. Doesn't really matter what chem. All right, let's unless you guys have got anything you mad want to do here at Starlight Drive-In.
Nah.
At the end of this session
that
we can't do next session, then I think that'll be a nice time to finish. What do you think?
Yeah.
Happy with that?
Yeah, it's a good finish.
Cool. I'll just quickly wrap up the video then, and we'll go do some Twitch raids. So that was session 21. Mirelurk Madness, except it won't be called that because that was one of the episodes in Once Upon a Time in the Wasteland, the first one. So I don't know what I'll call it, but some fun with Mirelurk.
The battle against Queen.
Your first proper legendary, complete with legendary item, the armor breaker, penetrating machete. I hope you enjoyed it. I thought it was quite a good fight. It was quite down to some. It got a bit hairy for a moment, especially for Max. Very hairy for a moment.
Even though I made the joke, I wouldn't mind more fights like this. Makes it a little bit more exciting.
I'm glad, because I've made an effort to try and make the random encounters, because that's not in Winter of Atom, that's one of my random encounters. Winter of Atom encounters are the Winter of Atom encounters. I don't want to mess with it too much, I don't want to break the balance of that, but my encounters, I'll make my own stuffer for you. I'm all for that, mate. I like a good fight, a good scrap. I don't want you to steamroll me, not at all.
No.
I like to hurt you back, you know I do.
No.
That's my favourite, you know I like to hurt you back. I was very satisfied with that. Putting you on your ass in like 2 rounds like that, Max, that was serious stuff.
Well, no, it's but it's fine. Hey, are we finally at the point where we can level up again now, or
no, I told you, until you complete the next main quest, you're not going to level up, because you're going to go into part 2 overpowered. You're already overpowered. You're level 7.
Okay.
When you complete the last main quest of part 1, which I'll force upon you soon, if you don't stumble into it, I'll stumble it into you. We'll do that soon. Then you'll level up. That'll be your next level up, and we'll go into part 2 at level 8. So no matter how many side quests you do now, you're not leveling up until we finish part 1. If you could do 50 more side quests, you'll still be level 7.
And I already know what perk I'm going to take for the next level.
What are you going for? Action Boy? Everybody should have Action Boy.
Yeah, of course.
Everybody should have Action Boy. There's no restrictions. You can take it at any level. If you don't have Action Boy / Action Girl / Action Bot, take it. It's the best perk. It's the top perk in the game, 100%.
That's one of the ones I was looking at.
It's the #1 perk, definitely. Especially because you can take it at level 1 and everybody can take it. It's got the most appeal. It's the best perk. I recommend everybody has it. Anyway, let's not talk about the mechanics of the game, because we will be here all night. Talking to you with FAS, there's 12 million rules over 6 books. Let's have a, what's that, an abridged edition? Is that what you would call it, where they compile it all together? Can we get one of them maybe with FAS? If you're watching, we love you, but loads of rules. Let's get them all in one book. Or for the 1.5 edition, or whatever you're doing next out. Let's get all the rules in one book, please. Instead of 12 million rules in 6 books, let's at least have them in one. Right.
Yeah, it's getting even worse than D&D.
I'm waffling shit. Let's do the thing Thank you very much for playing, gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed that one. I did. I had lots of fun on that one. Thank you very much, Chris and Scoon, for putting us out to Twitch. Thank you, everyone who's watching on Twitch. We love you and appreciate you, especially you, Ethan. And to everyone that's catching up on YouTube a few days later when it comes out on the RxOliver channel, thank you very much for watching. We really appreciate you and we love you. If you're not already subscribed, maybe hit that button. I'd appreciate that. We're RxOliver and the Wicked Wastelanders. Thanks for watching. Good night.
Bye.
God bless.